we found the perfect wave clone multi-tool accessory set? Well, let's go ahead and jump in here. What I am reviewing today is the Maerd P6 P11 multi-tool accessory set from Amazon. It comes in around $14. I'll leave the link in the description below. And what we are trying to figure out is how many of these multi-tools will it replace these replaceable cutters? Will they work? So what you get with the set is you get this right here, this bit accessory set. You get this T6, T8 wrench that fits with all these. And then you get a replaceable wire cutters, and this has the hard wire notch. And then you just get a flat one as well, and it also has these two nuts. Now what I like to use is this from Etsy. This is from Chris and Van Patten, his store, and you put the Leatherman adapter in here, and then I have a 4mm adapter. And then you can use things like this from the Next Tool kit, any 4mm adapter. So what you do is you can go ahead and just take these off, pretty painless, and you use the T6 or T8. So does this Maerd fit in the SuaPro? Absolutely. It definitely does. Does it fit in the Rocksod? Absolutely. I've tried that out and it works good. Does it fit in the Byberry 22-in-1 multi-tool wave clone? Absolutely. It fits in there as well. Does it fit in the Felissa multi-tool? It does. So it fits in there as well. Does it fit in the Next Tool? Absolutely not. So the Next Tool is made a little bit different. If we take this notch right here, you can see that there's a little different cutout, and it's just not made the same way. So these are not replaceable for the Next Tool. And it looks like all of Next Tool pretty much that I see is fairly similar. And you can get replaceable cutters with several of your Next Tool tools. If you do, I would definitely hang on to them because this does not replace it. Do these replace Leatherman wave, charge, and rebar? Absolutely not. So the Leatherman and the Next Tool are out of the question. All these others right here, this Maerd set replaces the wire cutters. Now, this is a sampling. I don't have too many more Leatherman wave clone multi-tools with replaceable cutters. So for instance, the Multi-Force doesn't have it. Several of the other ones, HX Outdoors doesn't have replaceable wire cutters. So I assume, but I cannot say for sure, that this set should replace most of your wave clones if they have replaceable cutters. So that's great news. Now, how do you do it? It's pretty simple. What you do is you get the right bit. That always helps to get the right bit to start out with. And this should be the T6. And then you go ahead and you simply take it out. And as you can see, I'm having a little bit of problems because already I think I've sort of stripped this T6 4mm bit. So sometimes you will need to get some extra help involved, and something like this Husky torque set might be something you need because some of these bits strip very easily. All right, so then let's say, for instance, I want to go ahead and put a hardwire bit in here instead of just the flat. I want a hardwire set, so then I go ahead, just put this in right here, and then I would screw this back down. Now be aware, if you screw it in pretty tight, you're probably not going to get it out with your 4mm bit because, again, it has a tendency to get very stripped, as this one already is, unfortunately. So we'll go ahead and we'll take this out. We'll tighten it down the rest of the way with this, or I can use the wrench included. I wasn't a huge fan of the wrench included, the T8 portion, because it's so short, but the T6 is a little bit longer. So you can go ahead and then you can see how on the Felissa it does work pretty good. And then let's go ahead, let's grab some junky wire here, bring it into the camera, and that cuts there pretty good. And then I have some harder wire here off to the side, and let's go ahead and use that, and it cuts very well there as well. So they definitely do work as a replaceable cutter. So that's good news. Now let's go ahead and move on to the rest of the toolkit. And the rest of the toolkit is this accessory set right here. Now, I have some really bad news. Unfortunately, this right here does not work with Gerber, Leatherman, or a lot of the other multi-tool brands. So for instance, on a lot of cheap multi-tools, you'll find this right here. And that's where you can use some of those same adapters for Leatherman and Gerber. But unfortunately, this doesn't work. All this works on is these style tools are right here where they have this thinner Phillips driver. And so it's very specific to SuaPro and the other brand names that are copies. And you have to get this in just right. And then you do have your 1/4 inch bit driver, and then you can use the bits as well. So that is unfortunate. I did not realize that. I thought this was a universal 1/4 inch bit adapter that worked on almost everything, but it's not. It is brand specific. Well, I shouldn't say brand specific because I think GHK, Maerd, SuaPro all make these multi-tools that have, they're almost like a Leatherman curl style. They've got a knife and scissors and several inside tools. But you need a tool like that with this thinner Phillips driver for this to work. And so that's what that's designed for. So a little bit bad news on that part, but the good news is that the wire cutters work on almost any wave clone. Well, they work on all the wave clone tools that I've tried so far. All right, I'll see you in the next video.